So if you're giving your entrances in Delhi University, in Jawaharlal Nehru University, or if you're writing UPSC mains, these are the 3 essential books in political science that you have to go through. And so let's go through it. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Swastika, and I am so glad it's a Sunday today because I finally get to do some creative work and make some nice creative videos for you all. But before we begin, I would request you to press the subscribe button if you like my content, if you find it interesting. So let's move on. So the topic in discussion today is the 3 essential books, the holy grail of clearing any entrance in political science, be it masters in Jawaharlal Nehru University, be it masters for the entrance in Delhi University, be it your UPSC mains examination. These 3 books are the holy grail. There is nothing above it, nothing below it. These 3 books you have to do. So the first one in that list is Politics, the Oxford Companion to Politics. This is super important because it contains the compilations of authors, renowned authors in political science, and it consists of all their work. So there are 2 ways of doing this book. The first thing that you have to do is that you have to go through some key chapters by authors like Partha Chatterjee, Neera Chandhok, and because these are regularly tested in your entrances, right? These are regular questions for all your entrances. So these chapters you have to do, like the state, that's a very important chapter. The second thing you have to do while you go through this book is to make a list of important books and authors that you came across while you were reading this book. So that means that when, for example, you do the chapter The State, you have to write down the important authors that are mentioned while you read the chapter. Like authors like Partha Chatterjee would be mentioned, Rajni Kothari would be mentioned, M.N. Srinivas would be mentioned. So you just have to make a list of that and just go through those list of books and authors before your paper. I have in my previous video discussed one of the most important chapters in this book, which is tracing the intellectual history of political science. So that's where, even though that chapter is located at the last section of the book, it's super important and you have to do it first. So moving on, the second book that I am going to talk about today is actually written by my professor in Jawaharlal Nehru University, and she was teaching us in Center for Political Studies, and this book is super important. This is basically about Western political thinkers, and it covers all political thinkers from Plato to Aristotle to Marx. So for people who find this topic regularly confusing and they're like कि हम कहाँ से पढ़े, क्योंकि इतने सारे resources हैं, इतना कुछ है इंटरनेट पे available, तो आखिर हम इसको पढ़े कहाँ से? So this book is for those people. You have to remember this by heart. This is the holy grail. This is like the base setting stone of a superstructure, as Marx had said. This is the economics of a bigger superstructure. Haha, jokes. So anyway, this you have to do and it's super important. The last book that I'm going to talk about today is basically critique of Gandhi, right? So this book is edited by Harold Coward, and he basically has exposed a certain number of debates that existed in Indian political thought between Gandhi and Jawaharlal Nehru, between Gandhi and Ambedkar, between Gandhi and Tagore. So this is super important because you have to sort of remember, if you have to go through Indian political thought, then this is probably the most articulated version of it, and along with that it provides you with sufficient number of historical dates that you have to remember in mind. Right. So lastly, I would like to say that वैसे तो एग्जाम का पैटर्न अब ऑब्जेक्टिव एमसीक्यू में शिफ्ट हो चुका है, ठीक है, तो हमें की बुक्स एंड ऑथर्स जो हैं वो तो रिमेंबर करने ही है. एवरी टाइम यू गो थ्रू दीज बुक्स कीप एडिंग टू योर लिस्ट ऑफ बुक्स एंड ऑथर्स, ठीक है. सो यू हैव टू कीप रिमेंबरिंग the books and authors that are important, because not only are they important from the perspective of objective examinations as has been stated for like Jawaharlal Nehru University entrance or Delhi University entrance, because that paper pattern is completely MCQ. But this is also important because if you are giving a subjective paper like UPSC mains or maybe in your masters, if you're giving a paper, you have to give the reference of the book and the author where you picked up the idea from. I know maybe right now ये references क्या है थोड़ा इतना important नहीं लगता, but by the time you've done finishing your masters, the most important thing is reference, and for that you have to cite the author and the book that you have taken the idea from. So this is just, you know, this exercise of noting down books and authors is not like a short-term thing. You have to keep doing this and make it a part of your everyday life if you are to master the subject. And lastly, the most important thing in while clearing any entrance, while giving any entrance, is to be very comfortable with current affairs. What does this mean? So current affairs is key. It's like a make or break in any examination, be it your entrances or be it your government jobs के लिए जो भी papers होते हैं. This is key. It's key because there are a lot of people who go like कि हाँ current affairs हो जाएगा, आज हो जाएगा, कल हो जाएगा, पढ़ी तो रहे newspaper, but newspaper पढ़ने का भी तरीका है. कुछ चीज़ें जो बहुत important है, कुछ चीज़ें जो है ही नहीं important. So you have to, you know, make yourself comfortable in that arena, and that can only happen once you are well versed with the current affairs that are happening. So for that, I have actually started putting up more and more videos where I discuss everyday current affairs, and those are very short and very precise current affairs. It's always less than 15 minutes. So if you just put 15 minutes of your day there, it's really going to help you with your entrances. So for today, I think this is all I have to say, and if you like my content, then please subscribe, and I can also give you the PDFs of this book in case you need it. I can send it to you, and I'm sharing my contact details below in case you need the PDF. So thank you for watching.